Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review. This is episode number 52. This I'm reviewing the 839th episode of the anime, The Evil Army Transform, Germa 66, and the 906th chapter of the One Piece manga, The Holy Land Married Geoise. First, let's start off with this newest episode of the anime. Yeah, this one adapts the last two pages of chapter 868 and pages 2 through 16 of chapter 869. So, yeah, they're back doing this thing. Excuse me, though, they're actually updating more pages this time. Yep. Yeah, this one pretty much shows off at the beginning of the episode, like, the assassination failed, and then Ben does something he never did before in the anime. He did this in the manga. He transforms into his big father mode, which is this gigantic castle. And its transformation is amazing. It's one of the two transformation sequences you see in the entire episode. The other I'll get to in a minute. And Luffy and Chopper are like, wow, so cool. Even their eyes like shutting, like how awesome this thing is. Yeah, it does look amazing. And it, like have everybody go inside. Even sees a contract go inside with Broly, and she gets saved by her brother, Katakuri. And of course, then when they're trying to get everybody into the castle, like Luffy, Jinbei, Brook, and Pedro all make it no problem into the castle. It's just Chopper, Nami, and Carrots have a little bit of a problem calling with Sanji. Takes a little while, everybody's like being trapped, and then Sanji is like giving the fingers like, can you help them please? It's like asking to help them, and they're probably like, sure. And they take out their raid cans, and then they do a Power Rangers-esque morphing sequence, where it looks like all five, like Sanji's three siblings, including his four siblings, along with their father, look like they strip butt naked and they transform into this thing. You actually get a chance to see Sanji still look like she's going to nude, but it's covered by pink, so you don't see her nipples or anything, which is quite interesting. And you see them transform into their raid suits, and then they all take out all Big Mom's soldiers. Of course, I don't remember his name. The one who's number 4, he saves Chopper. Renju, who is Sanji's sister, she saves Nami, because why not? And of course, Judge takes out a lot of the other people. It's one of the most awesome sequences of the whole entire episode. And once everybody gets inside, then of course Ben tries to take out. Okay, so they can't use the rockets, so let's just fire cannons at her. And every time it can fail, and then after the cannons were sabotaged by Katakuri, first by having one set of cannons be destroyed, then of course have Manchi still have Manchi. So Ben's like, okay, my last resort. I'm gonna run her over with this castle. And then it looks like it looks like he finally did it, and it turns out, nope, he didn't do it. It failed because the one who trapped Sanji's family in the candy before trapped the castle in the candy. And of course, prior to this, everybody got inside, including Germa 66, which is interesting that the fact they went to the castle. The next episode, they're going to resolve a difference between Sanji and Judge. Yeah, that's finally going to be put behind the grudge they have against each other, which is going to be interesting. This is one amazing episode, and I can't wait for next week's episode, which looks like finally, it looks like possibly that Sanji and Judge are going to reconcile with each other. It's a possibility, but who knows? Alright, now for the newest chapter of the manga. This is interesting. The Mary Jo's one. Okay, first the Orbis, and he looks like he's cleaning. Yeah, he's cleaning his deck. And we chance to see Shirahoshi. See her at the Revere. She's walking through the area. You see Mary Jo's, and the way it's spelled, it's quite bizarre. Jo's apparently is spelled Geoise. Apparently, my Microsoft Word had trouble basically finding a definition for it. So they're traveling along and then moving around. And apparently, they use this thing, this rod thing to help move around because she's a giant mermaid. So they get to the Mary Jo castle. They get inside, see some various kings, and then of course And of course, you see something I think a lot of people really wanted to see when it comes to this arc. Vivi, Rebecca, and Sarahoshi have a conversation with each other about Luffy. Yeah, they actually do talk. They actually do meet, which I think is really amazing. Apparently, also, it looks like that Vivi and Rebecca are actually old friends. That's what kind of looks like here. And of course, we'll talk about Luffy. And of course, there's a flashback to Alabasta. And then Shirahoshi's like, were you talking about Luffy Sama? He's like, what? Just now? They're shocked the fact she knows him as well. He's like, even though the pirate, but yeah. He says, I'm indebted to Luffy Sama, and he both says, so are we. Yeah, and then Sai shows up first time he's actually appeared in the actual manga itself outside of the cover stories. Yeah, I would say this is probably his first appearance in story, probably since Dressrosa. Yeah, it's been a while. And he's actually the commander of the Heppo Army, Heppo Navy. And he says even though he's a pirate and Leo, who is the leader of the tower, who's also the fellow division commander of Luffy's, and it says, yeah, even though a pirate, he says he can cut ties with his company. And then all of a sudden, Warpill shows up, him and his smoking hot wife. Yep. And they mentioned what happened in Jump Kingdom arc. And then Dalton shows up along with Dr. Korea. For the first time in a little while, these two have been seen, but it's great to see all these characters meet up with each other. Yeah. And all have good conversations. I'm sure that Dalton would love just punch Warpo so badly. Yeah, and of course, Dr. Korea, she says, are you asking for secret of my youth? And he's like, I didn't ask you for that. Yeah, and this is a frequent thing of her. Yeah, she asks like every other person about this. She asks Mr. Luffy and several other people. Despite the fact she's 141. Yeah. As for how in the world this woman's still alive, never explained in the manga. Nope, never explained. Lots of good conversation. Of course, there's more flashback to the Jump Kingdom arc. And then we cut to something that has not been seen since the start of the time skip. Impel Down. Wow, it's something to see this place again. Its first time it's actually been physically seen since its own story arc, which happened prior to the events of Marineford. And that's not the only thing comes back in this chapter, but we also see Doflamingo. Yeah, everybody knew he would end up in Impel Down, which is interesting. Yeah, and he's chained up, and he's still pretty much in the same position when he was last seen at the end of Dressrosa. It's like lying on the floor, and we see like someone with Luffy's newest wanted poster, and then this chapter has the most bizarre ending. Okay, apparently in this mysterious person is opening up this vault, and what's inside this vault? A straw hat. Apparently, this is someplace hidden in the Holy Land. As for why this is here, I hope this gets explained next chapter because, wow. When I was reading this, I'm like, wow, it's so interesting, though, seeing all these characters come back who we see in previous stories. A lot of whom have not been seen in a long time. Even some of them appearing in this most previous arc. I mean, prior to this, the last time they showed up was, I believe, during the end of Taru arc. Yeah, it was a couple arcs back, a lot of these characters last seen. And it's great, though, that probably for me anyways, seeing Vivi, Shirahoshi, and Rebecca, 3 princesses who have been heavily impacted by the Straw Hats, and they all get a chance to interact with each other, and Vivi gets a chance to reunite with Dalton, which was really nice at the end that that Oda did that. Though meeting up with Warpole again, it's kind of like I'm really expecting Vivi, Shirahoshi, and Rebecca all to simply sock at the guy in the mouth because how much of a jerk he is. Yeah, especially since the guy didn't give a damn about his own people. He more cared about his own personal safety. Oh, yeah, and yeah, I remember this during the actual arc itself. Apparently, with the exception of 20 doctors, all the rest of the doctors are basically practicing medicine. It was illegal unless you won the 20 MDs. Well, apparently, their only job was to care about the king. That was it. Though the 20 MDs decided to abandon the king because how much of a jerk the guy is. And Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, and what is it called? And what does Warple call his new kingdom? The Black Drum Kingdom. Of course, Dalton calls his kingdom the Kingdom of Sakura, which is, well, something that was something from Chopper's adopted father, who a lot of people thought was a croc. And this is by far a really interesting chapter. I mean, it's great to see Luffy in flashback, so at least Luffy and the Straw Hats do make an actual appearance in this chapter, though it's via flashbacks. Though I've heard something really sad about this particular arc, that this arc is going to end within 10 chapters. Yeah, it's not going to be very long. I kind of suspected this would be not very long of an arc, but I didn't expect it to be about 13, 14 chapters. I was expecting maybe 30 if we're lucky, but trying to cram all this stuff in is going to be really interesting. So, yeah, great chapter. Can't wait for next week's chapter. Excuse me. Alright, though. That's it for this episode. Stay tuned for at least 2 comic corners and a review of the newest chapter of Boruto. Yes, I'm reviewing the next chapter of Boruto. Yeah, expect to review that today. And of course, really, really soon. Okay? But until I see you all in the next review, bye.